It's Thanksgiving, but the news doesn't stop. You want XRP and XLM price action? Got your back. A big exploit happening right now? Yeah, I gotta break that news to you too. And good news for the crypto market. Oh, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And just before I went live to record, I knocked out a cheeky 8K. That's after running a marathon 4 days ago. So I think I'm getting ready for Ultra Shape. The season of thanks is here, and my thanks right now goes to Jeremy. Jeremy drops a 100 spot on the channel and says, just because you are awesome and you tell the truth, good or bad. Truth is truth and we need it. Thanks, Klaus, and happy Thanksgiving. Well, Jeremy, happy Thanksgiving, and thank you very much, sir, for the support of the channel. You're doing some amazing things. And I wanted to thank everyone else out there that supported the channel, all the likes, the comments. It's been very warm vibes lately. And I appreciate everyone out there respecting me just doing the honest content rather than trying to shill stuff and just crank out views. And I appreciate it. Lee DM says, love ya. Thanks for the due diligence, brother from another mother. Love it as well. The Mass Gamer, I might start selling soon. You told me to tell you about it. Says, happy pre-Thanksgiving. It's actually Thanksgiving, everyone. Bitcoin sitting at 37,153. I list a little bit there. ETH 2,052. XRP sitting at 61.7. We're going to talk XRP price action. Good news. I got good news for you. XLM sitting at 11.6. XLM price action too. Let's get into some news first, though. DEX protocol, Kyber swap, appears to lose 47 mil in an exploit. Oh, not good. The funds were from its Elastic Pools liquidity solution. Funds have been expectedly moved from wallets associated with the protocol into a single wallet, as first pointed out as a user known as Spreak on X. The funds include 20.7 mil in ARB, 15 mil in Optimism, 7 mil in ETH, 3 mil in Polygon, and 2 million in Base. For those who don't know, Base is Coinbase's. A large portion of the funds are denominated in various forms of Ether, such as wrap tokens and liquid staking tokens, as well as others. Kybersop warned in a post that said, guess what? There was a security incident. And as always, any article you see in this video, along with all my other ones, will be linked in the description below. Here's from Kyber Network. Dear Kyber Swap Elastic users, regret to inform you that Kyber Swap has experienced a security incident. As a precautionary measure, we strongly advise all users to promptly withdraw their funds. I bring this up. I know there's a lot of hacks and exploits, but what I want to share with you is if you're involved in any like DEXs, if you're involved in any liquidity pools, funds, anything like that, one of the best bits of advice that I can give you, and here's the best thing, it's not even financial advice, it's freaking life advice. Subscribe and have your notifications turned on for whoever, like what company you're in, right? So like, let's pretend you were with Kyber, okay? Make sure you got all your social media alerts up. Make sure you got everything turned on so that if something happens, when the notification goes out, you get it right away. Make sure your email notification is turned on for stuff like that. There's a lot of people, when I read through the comments of these, and I often do, I kind of go through and I just kind of see, I'll read comments, right? And it'll be like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours later, right? And people are like, oh my gosh, I'm just hearing about this now. I hope all funds are safe. And I'm like, dude, like they kind of told you what to do. So just seriously, to be safe, if you're involved in anything, just make sure you have some form of notification on so that if some exploit does happen, you can at least mitigate the risk as best as possible. Okay, I said I had good news for crypto, and this is really kind of dividing things because some people are looking at CZ as a saint, others are looking at him like good riddance. Well, I'm going to tell you what the market thinks about the CZ guy. All right, you ready? Here's what the market thinks. Market's up on CZ. Yep, market's up on CZ. Why is the market up on CZ? Because people out there, the legitimate money and the bigs out there, you want institutional money in crypto? You want banks to get in? You got to get rid of the people like this that were doing some really, really shady things. I understand where people are saying, look, CZ helped crypto. Without crypto, there's CZ. I totally understand. You're right. Sometimes you got to ride the backs of criminals to get to where you need to do, and then you need to dispose of them and move on and make things clean. It's not right, but that is how it works in this world. We've seen it all too many times before. If you've got money, power, and influence, you don't try to fight it. You ride it until you can, capitalize on it, and then you move on from there. And that's what the market's doing. So what the market is telling us right now is, look, now that we got another bad actor out of the way, yeah, we might be able to start seeing some more legitimacy in the market. Hence, the market going up on the news of the biggest exchange CEO being indicted, pleading guilty, paying billions in fines, and the market goes up because we're cleaning up the market. Let me read something to you real quick. U.S. prosecutors pressed a federal judge on Wednesday to require CZ to remain in the continental United States before a sentencing hearing February 23rd, 2024. The U.S. Justice Department on Wednesday urged the judge to require Zhao to stay in the U.S. and to prevent him from returning to his UAB home before sentencing. Zhao pleaded guilty Tuesday on violating U.S. laws to prevent money laundering. Now, part of what I wanted to share with you, and again, it has to do with what the market is thinking about, like with Zhao, is here. Let me read you a comment real quick, okay? And I got this one earlier, okay? Crypto Holika says this: CZ did more for crypto than you ever will. And first things first, I don't live in an echo chamber, nor do I delete these comments. But listen to my response. Yeah, like laundering money, hanging out FTX to dry, evading sanctions, using wash trading to fake it, lying to regulators, commingling funds, using customer funds, opened off offshore accounts for banned whales and drug dealers out there. Oh yeah, you didn't hear about that? They used the telephone so that there was no paper trail, and said, hey, look, you're on like the naughty list. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up an offshore account for you, and we'll take care of it that way. Yeah, these were all things, hold on, manipulated financials and blah, blah. Yeah, CZ certainly did more than I did for crypto. The problem is he did a lot of bad stuff, okay? And I get it. Sometimes, it's like the ways or the ends justify the means, like, and I understand all that. But I think what we have to realize here is that the market is telling us, look, put all your personal opinions of CZ aside, okay? What you think, what I think, what anyone, put it all aside. The market is telling us that financially, we are in a better place now with CZ gone. You can't argue it. As we got the news, the market started moving up. And if I can condense it, you could see the move playing. Good news. Legitimate money out there is like, yo, crypto's got good potential. We're going to go up a little bit. We're going to move positively on the news here rather than go down. Why? Because we're cleaning up. Okay, so now XRP action, right? Got some healthy move in that. We tried to break that 62. We could not. Now, when I zoom out a little bit, I think that's just where the real story comes into play. The real story comes into play is we don't want to touch that 50 cent mark because it just gets too quiet. Now, the too quiet part, what I mean by that is volume being down along with interest, okay? And interest being social interest as well as like news-based interest. Because I'm sure you're noticing by now, no one's really talking too much about ODL anymore, right? Because they're like, well, okay, I mean, like if ODL, and if ODL is going to add some price action, right, or equate to some price action, cool, I think people would talk about it, but it's not. So it kind of gets like forgotten. So if more and more things get forgotten, then it just becomes more forgotten in general, all right? So we talk about volume and we talk about interest. And you guys remember the dark days, right? If I zoom out even further, there's some really dark days here. What we're all sitting here thinking is this. We had a couple days here, right? 20th, 21st, where we were below that 60 cent mark. That was not fun. Then we get some really juicy positive news and we kind of get the rally moving back again. This is very good. This is a very, very strong sign because when you look at this move here, all right, and when we look at the top from like November 5th, we abruptly stopped it on some CZ action. Think about this. This is just cool stuff. And again, the CZ action is this little slice right here, right? We equalized the past move, CZ slice right here. XLM story is a little different. XLM, you could see this right here. Near-term rejection is 11.8, 11.8, 11.8, 11.8, right there. So for the XLM players in the market, what are you thinking? Hey, we got to break 11.8, short term. And the reason I say short term is why? This is going to be a low volume week. Business holidays, banking holidays. Seriously, volume here is just going to be just junk all the way through till Monday. So with poop volume, and we want to make sure that interest doesn't erode, we're just going to focus on very near-term moves here. Very, very near-term moves. Now, when business fires back up again, there's going to be some big news and some dates that are be coming up next week, all right? So what we got here in the United States, and you know what? Let's go big screen. Okay, so what we got going on in the United States is this. Today is Thanksgiving, all right? Tomorrow is Black Friday, and then you got Cyber Monday. A few days to a week after that, we're going to start getting some preliminary reports on what sales look like from Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and all that. And for those of you living outside of the United States, these are really good indicators that let us know, like, kind of what is the strength of the economy. Because what we're seeing is this. The lower income classes, all the way up to the middle class right now, are getting really, really squeezed. The upper middle class and the upper class still has plenty of cash to go through this inflation and high price crap, okay? But we're seeing about that bottom half just really, really getting rocked. So what we're going to start looking at is retail sales, especially for the holidays. Now, I shared with you in a video a couple days ago about Lowe's and Home Depot saying both big ticket items now are declining faster than expected. So we're going to take that data, plus we're going to take the initial data we get from Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales, right? Sales over these next like 4 days. We're going to take that. We're going to see what the retail sector looks like. And you're going, Klaus, why do we care about the retail sector? Well, what's fueling crypto right now? It's retail money. So if we start seeing weaker than expected retail sales, especially in big ticket items, you're not going to see as much crypto purchasing. And we're still waiting for more clarity in crypto in terms of getting big money, institutional players to come in, right? We still don't have a lot of regs where they feel comfortable. We still don't have any sort of thing like an FDIC insurance. No big company is going to invest in crypto knowing you could get washed and go to zero. It's too risky for a massive company right now. Way too risky, especially when like big companies out there, they can put their money in a ton of different things, way safer, and still earn some juicy yield. So we definitely need that protection. So again, crypto right now, what is it being held up by? Retail market. When the Torres action pumped, you think that was the institutions out there going, yo, let's... No, it was people like celebrating. We followed it. I showed you exactly the volume on Coinbase. I showed it to you about Uphold. Retail is still fueling the market right now. So let's use retail sales and early retail sales indicators, which should be coming out about the tail end of next week in relation to what's happening this weekend to help us decide if we have strength in the economy. Now, the reason we want to know about strength in the economy, and I know this seems really long, but I'm really trying to explain this to everyone so it makes tons of sense. The reason we want to know about strength in the economy is that it has to do with interest rates. So if the economy is still strong, if sales are strong, Jerome Powell and the Fed are like, that's not good, because that means people can still pay high prices, which means producers out there can still charge a lot because the demand is meeting it, which means they can keep the prices high. Now, if sales start coming down way softer, that means what, everyone? The demand starts pulling down with it, right? Which means what happens to the price? Starts coming down with it. If demand and price start coming down naturally, then Jerome Powell and the Fed and central banks across the globe, because remember, and I say this in almost all my videos, central banks across the globe take cues from the Fed. They do exactly, as soon as the Fed goes, we're raising a quarter, they're like, yep, we're doing what the Fed did. Fed's taking a pause. Yep, we're taking a pause. It's crazy. There's tons of countries that do it, that mimic the U.S. So if all of a sudden Jerome Powell and the Fed is like, yo, things are softening up a little bit on their own, maybe we can extend the pause yet again. Because remember, December 13th is when the next meeting is. So then we start looking at even softer retail sales data over this last quarter, especially, right, Christmas sales, seasonal sales. If that's soft, guess what? Then we know, we're not looking at raising rates. We're looking at keeping them the same and then dropping them. And the moment we start pivoting to the dropping of rates, that is when the crypto market can really start roaring. Because when the rates start going down, it's cheaper to borrow. It's cheaper to build. It's cheaper to expand. It's cheaper to develop. And when you're playing in a risky pool like crypto, and that's not me being negative. I mean, seriously, crypto is like freaking risky. Let's be legit here, right? It ain't like gold. So when you want to play in risky assets, you want to play with as cheap as money as possible. And that's why we're tracking retail sales now to tell us what the Fed could do later. Why? Because as soon as we see that inflation itself comes down naturally and potentially leading indicator being retail sales, that'll tell us, yep, those rates going down means crypto can go up. Wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you. if more news breaks today, I will be sure to share it with you. Because, yeah, I like doing this. I love doing this kind of stuff. I've been doing it now for, I don't even know, like 3 years plus. And it's just been awesome. So, thank you to everyone out there. Thank you for the support. What am I doing today? You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. I already ran an 8K. I'm going to lift. So, I got a little bit of pre-burn in here. Then I'm going to do a little Thanksgiving fun. What are you cool cats doing? Let me know in the comments below.